Hmm. Is it working? All right, you guys. Going over why FussBot is terrible. Just bad, dude. Anyway, there's so much stuff I can go over on this. I don't want to explain all the vulnerabilities that this now has. I mean, I've been doing a little bit of research on it, and I'm not going to explain anything in this video. But the fact that it is a bitch to switch when you got a lot of people, when you got a lot of users you're trying to transfer over. Now, if you guys, I know I'm live streaming this, but it's just a little bit simpler, so I don't have to edit anything. And you can rewind if you're watching. Simply, all you have to do is back up. I mean, just make sure you back it up because you can go to a file and you'll have everything with your users, your time, your hours. But this is just going to make it easier for you to switch over. FussBot, it's just, it's not secure. It's not being updated anymore, and I know everybody needs to switch over. Believe me, you're gonna want to switch over. And eventually, they're gonna make it so you can't download it or use it. And there's a lot of issues with it now that you can't, you know, you don't get the unlimited things. They eventually like pause you. It's aggravating. Like it won't like do so many tokens. Like it wasn't like that when it first was banned, or like not banned, but discontinued. Okay, so first off, what you're gonna want to do, and the links are in the description, is you're gonna go to Streamlabs. You're gonna download these two files, the Python file, and then you're gonna download this one file. So once you install these two things, get them installed on your computer. Just this link's in the description, easy access, and then you're gonna go over to this link, which is in the description. You're gonna download over here the zip file. So it's going to bring up this. So when you click on this, it's going to say download zip. So you're going to download the zip. You're going to see where that file goes in your download folder. And as soon as you do that, you're pretty much already done. It's simple. So that's that part. And then the only difference, which is kind of awkward, once you load up Streamlabs, this is what Streamlabs looks like. So when you launch into it, you're not gonna see this. It's not gonna. This is you have to log in. So let me show you what it looks like. Let's see, disconnect. Scripts won't be available right off the bat. So you have to actually have, because this doesn't pop up. It's not disappearing, but it's not there when you first launch the app. Let me close it. When you first launch Streamlabs, it does. Come on. So when you first launch Streamlabs, that does not. I was expecting it to disappear. Come on. It doesn't take that long to launch up on a solid state drive. All right. So once you get launched in, the only way to set up the scripts is pretty simple. You just got to go to frickin' look at this stupid thing. It's at the bottom here, so I got to get the window not maximized because I got my window size set for gaming. Come on. Shrink you down, show you it's right here. You gotta go to connections. You gotta sign in by generating token. You generate your YouTube account, your main one that you're streaming on. Generate that, then you go to your bot. You generate the token for that. It just signs you into your YouTube account. It signs you into your thing. Now they do need access to everything because they're controlling a lot of your shit. So they're allowed to access your stuff. I mean, it looks like they're basically invading your privacy, but it's just they need access for the app to control it. So don't worry about that. Streamlabs, FussBot, and Streamlabs, very similar privacy settings. Streamlabs is a very reputable company, and they get paid. It's not completely free sometimes. They got paid services too. I don't know why I was billed, but I was billed by him. Um, you don't need to be logged into Streamlabs unless you got a Streamlabs account. So you don't even need a Streamlabs account to use the software. But they will probably, I don't know, it's not. It's better to use this than FussBot. They're not gonna mess with you. Just saying that. Okay, so you just log into those, simple as that. Okay, then once you connect to these, well, actually the first one, it doesn't even matter. As soon as you connect to the first one, scripts should pop up. You just click on scripts, and then you downloaded those files. Simple as this. All you got to do is up here in that corner where it says import, you're gonna go find the zip file that you downloaded, and you're gonna open it and import it. Done. That part's done. Then there's one other thing you need to do, which is the Python. You got to set the location to Python, and that is right underneath settings. And then when you go to settings, like I got it set on proper, not correctly. You got it set to not a lot. You just hit yes, and then you select the lib folder, and it's this folder right here. It's literally on the, why is it showing me app data roaming? No, it's not this folder. It always puts you in this folder. Don't get confused. It's where this is where I always got confused and it always screwed me up. So hopefully this helps somebody right here. So you got to go to the C drive, and then you got to find the Python folder, because it leaves everything default, so you can follow along like this. You got to go to the Python C folder. I've spent hours because I messed up and tried to get it reconfigured, and I forgot it wasn't the lib folder of the Streamlabs folder. It's this folder. It's under the C, the bottom directory. Just click on it. You click on lib, go into there, and just go save. So it says this at the top. That's the default folder for the Python script. And then when you do it, you just back out of that. And then you can just click this refresh button, and then all your scripts pop up, which I actually copied them and imported them, so that's why I got duplicates. But when you want to get your scripts to work, simple as this. You just check the checkbox, and you've got a lot of easy configurable settings here. I mean, it's not even hard at all. I mean, set the currency, how much the currency. The scripts are designed very neatly. Now, I think I'm pretty confident I can. And if anybody knows Python and how to help program this, we definitely need an import for, well, a reward system for money, because this way mods can help, look at the thing. That's my idea on transferring over. Maybe mods can have like a list of people that need money that have already been watching a stream for 130 hours or something, and you want to give them their hours back. You have a moderator add their hours. Like pick a couple moderators so they can kind of keep in tune that where my hours go. And if you want to add their stuff in, or I don't know, it's something you got to be organized, because if one person adds freaking hours, the other person adds hours. I don't know. I thought about it and then I kind of like scratched it off. But adding hours and time, it can be added, but you have to. The sad part is there's no easy input. Like I kept trying so hard to figure out if anybody's got any ideas, but this is the tedious part, and this is kind of like the explanation of why FussBot in Streamlabs is better, because when you got people on here for your users, you got an ID that is actually their YouTube ID, and it's not just their name. So that's a flaw when you only got one part of the equation, so it can be, certain people's names can be faked in FussBot. But this is the tedious part. This is why I can't just write a script to do it. So it's kind of got to be organized when somebody says something. Like you got to let everybody know, hey man, if you want your hours back. But I mean, obviously, I know if you want to keep track of, that's another thing I was thinking of. I was stayed on FussBot longer than I did, which I was only on FussBot for a little while. I mean, I was on FussBot, let me see, probably for about a week. And until I realized it wasn't supported because my friend pointed out that it wasn't supported anymore. And I'm like, oh, wow, why am I using something that's not supported? And I'm a really that type of person that, I know security vulnerabilities and issues. There's a reason for it. So I'm really hoping, and you guys get the picture here on how easy this is. And the scripts, like once you install the scripts, and you can rewind and replay this video. I'm going to try to keep this as short and simple as possible, under 10 minutes. That's awesome. Hopefully I didn't forget anything, but literally it's all self-explanatory right here. You just enable it, you click it, and it's simple as that. Really, just set it up. I mean, it's like FussBot. You just got to make sure these two are connected. You got to make sure your bot is connected, and it'll tell you when the string, and you can actually see all your stuff from the console. When it says you're connected. Like I didn't connect my bot, but it doesn't matter. I mean, when you're doing, you want to, but it doesn't matter for my experiment here, or explanation experiment. But either way, it's just to get it set up. You need them both connected for it to function properly, because your bot's going to be the one replying to everybody here on these scripts. So you definitely require that. So any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I mean, I get notifications when I get a comment on my channel, and I will reply back to you as soon as possible. And hopefully this helps somebody out. As I know I struggled so hard with this FussBot thing and everything here it's just, the best way to learn it is just to go through it. If you have any questions ain't that bad, but I don't ever really even use all these other things, but there's a lot of like betting, there's a lot of features this has. I mean, you can literally give controls to people, you can block certain people you don't like as much or don't trust as much. You can give certain features to your like special users in this, and only them. You got a lot more control. And like I could literally write my own script so that you could give users hours time, like add time. Now it's got to be possible because it's Python. Python can do anything. It's powerful. That's why this is so much better. I mean, if you're anybody familiar with Python, I know programming. Python's just a different syntax. So I know I can write something. It would be very time consuming, but it would probably benefit a lot of people if it can be developed a similar way as these scripts are from GitHub. And shout out to the guys that freaking spent the time on this. I wish I knew exactly whose names they are, but it's on the GitHub page where you download it. Sure it is. They definitely spent a lot of time, but you got everything here. You got the coins, you got slots, you got raffle, you got... Oh, and this is my favorite. This is the one I use a lot. TTS, text to stream, but you have to have your input from your computer transferred over. What's up, Superfly Thompson? Anyways, you got to have this over here. You got to have this. This is dope. But only way to get it to work is you got to have. I don't think you can do this. That's one thing you can't do with PS4 connection. You can do this with PS4 because I've done it. I set it up for my friend, so I know for a fact that's possible. And you just can't do it through the PS. You know what I mean? You can't. You can set up TTS through PS4, but you just can't use this TTS, a simple TTS version that comes with the script list that I have installed. Either way, I'm gonna be live streaming Superfly here in a little bit, maybe about 30 minutes. I just wanted to get this out there so that I could help my friend, show him exactly how to set up his Streamlabs, and I understand a lot of people don't want to give access to, but this is what the backup file looks like. I didn't go over that. But the backup file, at the end, I'm going to remember to tell them. At the very end, I show you, this is what you're going to do with the export data. These are where all your users, like you export the data. Now, this is the nice thing about the export of FussBot is it's organized. I mean, and it kind of shows you the flaw in the other part. But now you can sponsors, and I'm not sure exactly. I didn't have no sponsors, but everything will be here. You just back it up. You'll have your the watch time. Like it's a simple format. Like you won't have to always launch up that, and you can send that. You can put that file or email it to your mods that want to help add. It pops up everybody. This is FussBot. This is how long ago I had that. These are my other accounts that I even edited with mine, but it tells you how many minutes they had for watch time, and then you got coins, viewer coins, and so you can literally like keep track. You have a backup of all the coins they used to have, so you can give them back when they ask for them. So, or you also have a count of them. They're there, so you didn't lose anything. Just maybe they won't have access to it. So I'm hoping this gives you an idea on the downside is you're gonna have to do a little bit of work, but the good side is if you switch over, you're a lot more secure than you were, and nobody can really mess with your channel like I think somebody might eventually figure out and do, because people are fucking scandalous people, and I just don't like those kind of people that are gonna mess with somebody's stuff. And the fact that there's a couple vulnerabilities that I just became aware of that hopefully nobody else figures out, but yeah, I just have to point that out too. I'm not gonna point out exactly how the vulnerability is done. No, I mean this is already big enough of a vulnerability when somebody can do that part. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. I mean it's another big reason to switch from FussBot and either. I mean Streamlabs. There's other bots out there. If you don't need the games, if you don't need the scripts, I'm not familiar with all the other bots, but there's a lot of like automatic, like simple stuff out there. You just got to do a little bit of Google research. But this one was the pain in my butt to figure out, and I'm hoping this helps somebody out. So peace out, you guys. I'm gonna stop this and rambling on.